When Dr. Kent Hovind was sentenced to 10 years in prison for a bogus structuring charge, his son Eric took over the Creation Science Evangelism ministry. After Dr. Hovind was in prison for about a year, his son Eric Hovind was supposed to be running his dad's ministry, but he instead started a new ministry called God Quest Ministries. After he started this new ministry for himself, he sold his dad's ministry, which had about $2 million in assets, to himself as president of God Quest Ministries for only $6,300. So he supposedly bought Kent Hovind's ministry that had $2 million in assets for only $6,300.
After I'd been in prison about a year, Eric started a new ministry, God Quest.
Yeah.
And then he, as manager of CSE, for me, claims he sold everything to himself as president of God Quest for $6,300.
Wow.
And that's when he became the provider for my wife and everything else. She pretty much left me and stopped coming to visit, stopped writing, stopped encouraging. Just, you know, they conspired to take away everything CSE had.
Wow.
And they did. And I came home to nothing.
He and his mother Jo conspired together to take all of the assets that Creation Science Evangelism had. After they took everything that Kent Hovind had, they stopped visiting him and they stopped writing him letters while he remained in prison for another 8 years. Eric was now the provider for Dr. Hovind's wife. Dr. Hovind finally arrived home on July 9th, 2015, after being in prison for 9 years. He was welcomed with a welcome home party, in which about 500 people attended. After the party, at about 10:30 that night, his wife takes him down the hall and points him to the room to where he will be sleeping, and it is not the same room as his wife.
The divorce is just, I came home my first day 9 months ago and had a party, welcome home Dad, and I walked down the hallway 10:30 at night, and she said, by the way, you're sleeping in there now.
Wow.
So, trust me, that's not my wishes.
Right,
After 9
right.
years.
Well,
Anyway.
How disgraceful. Her husband, a great man of God, had been in prison suffering for 9 years, and she welcomes him home by telling him where he is going to sleep in his own house. It gets even worse. Since his house is now owned by God Quest Ministries, Dr. Hovind has been paying $600 a month to rent a small room in his own house, down the hall from his wife. His wife has now filed for divorce, and his son has evicted him from his own house. He is now moving to Alabama, where he is going to build a new dinosaur adventureland. If you would like to support him with this effort, you can do so by visiting 2peter3.com.